Great. So you see the recording has started. So one other thing to note, you can a split screen concept. So you actually can see that there is a resize handle and you can scroll it to the left or right to have a bigger presentation screen or a bigger screen of what's happening in the laboratory here. So we are exciting agenda that we put together to be shared with all of you. So we will start with some of the market insights and opportunities into natural colors or natural identical colors in replacement of artificial colors, not just in the beverage industry, but also for other applications. So that's really a great way to kick off today's session. We will talk a lot about our color capabilities, and this includes the portfolio that BASF has, as well as the different products that is available to you. Also very important, we will be able to show you some of the applications and how the products perform in the applications, which is really important for food and beverages. And we will even have a very quick abbreviated live color matching session here happening in the lab with our technical and experts later on. And then in the third section, we will elaborate a little bit more about other applications that you can use our color solutions beyond beverages. And last but not least, we will put aside some time for Q&A, so you will have the opportunity to ask your questions, and we'll be very happy to take some of these questions with the experts that we have in the call. So I just want to start by introducing. So I'm the moderator, but really the people that will be sharing a lot of the insights and information with you are the four people that you see. Yeah, so we have Sophia Lau. So Sophia, you see her on the screen. She's the commercial marketing lead for Asia Pacific for the human nutrition business in BASF. And then here in the lab with me, you have Ma Yiting. So Yiting is our technical services lead for Asia Pacific. So she's here with us in the lab today. We also have the two people that are always in the lab working out of the laboratory. So we have Miss Angeline Tan. So Angeline is our technical applications specialist in the Asia Pacific region. And we also have Bernice that you see on the right-hand side of me. And Bernice is the senior technical application officer. The two of them are the people that's really working in the lab day in and out. Yeah, so before I hand over the session to them, I'll just like to remind everyone again, to please fill in the polling questions. And if you have any questions, please type it into the Q&A box on the right-hand side of the screen. So let's kick off the session for today. So it's over to Sophia with the market insights and opportunities.
Thank you, Sean. For market insights and opportunities, I will be sharing on global and Asia Pacific trends, regional consumer insights, and a global overview on the regulatory landscape for the color market. Let me start by sharing some market insights for the global food color market. Colors is one of the most important sensory qualities which affects the consumer preference for the product. The global food color market is estimated to be 3.2 billion euros in 2022. And if we were to break down by applications, looking at the chart on the left, the beverage segment is projected to be the fastest growing and largest segment in terms of demand for food at 24%, followed by meat products at 22%. The market share for Asia Pacific is similar, with beverage being the largest segment, which is why the beverage application is the key focus in today's webinar. If you look at the chart on the right, color adjectives can be classified as artificial, nature identical, and natural. We can see that the combined market share for natural and nature identical food colors accounted for more than 70%. Why we are seeing such a huge market share for naturals and nature identical is because in recent years, consumers prefer natural colors in their food as they become more health conscious. Consumers are also increasingly more aware about the health benefits of natural colors in their food. This is why we are seeing a shift away from artificial colors to either nature identical or natural colors. One of the natural and nature identical colors used in food and beverage industries is carotenoids, and my colleagues will be sharing more in detail later. We see an opportunity in the use of carotenoids as food colors, as this is forecasted to outperform the global market with growth of 6%. Now, if you take a look at the bar chart on the left, the food colors market in Asia Pacific is projected to grow at a CAGR of 9.8% to reach $957.1 million USD by 2022, with Australia, New Zealand being the largest market at $253.6 million USD, followed by Japan, China, India, and Indonesia. According to Market Source, consumer expenditure on food has increased, leading to the growing demand for food colors. Additionally, the regulatory aspects for Food Standards Australia and New Zealand also played a part in the increasing demand for food colors in both countries. Now, if you take a look at the table on the right of the presentation, the compound annual growth rate from 2016 to 2022 for China is projected to be the fastest growing market at a CAGR of 11.3%, followed by India at 11.1% during the forecast period. Now, in China, due to the extremely large population, the consumption of instant and convenient food is increasing, which in turn is driving the food colors market. And also the influence of Western culture on the Chinese urban middle class population is also driving the growth of food colors market in the country. And in India, growing food safety concerns in the global food market is giving some pressure to the manufacturing industry to adopt clean labels. So with more informed and savvy consumers demanding more from the food they eat, and some are even prioritizing ingredients over brands, I'll be sharing some of the key concerns from a consumer's perspective in the next slide. Here, you will see the top two concerns that Asia Pacific consumers have. 3/4 of global respondents indicated they are concerned about the long-term health impact of artificial ingredients, with the highest level of agreement in Asia Pacific at 80%. 65% of Asia Pacific consumers are also increasingly avoiding food that contains artificial colors. And the key drivers for the natural food colors market in Asia Pacific can be attributed to the following. Number one, growing requirements for natural colors in convenience food in major markets such as China and Japan. And also mentioned earlier in my earlier slide, the increasing number of consumers being more health conscious, and government agencies and regulatory bodies are supporting the use of natural colors in foods and beverages. In my next slide, we'll be able to take a closer look at some of the regulatory changes we see today on a global level, with more warning labels implemented on artificial colors. The restrictions on artificial food colors started back in 2007, where a study conducted by a group of researchers from Southampton University in the United Kingdom identified a possible link between hyperactivity in children and the consumption of 6 artificial colors, which is also known as the Southampton 6 colors. So some examples of these Southampton 6 colors are Tartar Green and Sunset Yellow. As a result of the findings, big brands and major retailers in the UK started removing the Southampton 6 colors from their products. And over the years, Europe, Russia, and some Middle Eastern countries have already started implementing warning labels related to the Southampton 6 colors, such as in Europe, you'll see that may have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. For Russia, contains a coloring agent which may negatively affect children's activity and ability to concentrate. and in some Middle Eastern countries may have a negative impact on activity and concentration in children. At present, there is a current initiative in the United States to mandate a warning label on food since October 2018 to say synthetic dyes may cause or worsen behavioral problems in children, but this has not been finalized yet. So we really see opportunities in natural and nature identical colors in the near future with more warning labels implemented globally. And my colleagues will be sharing more on how we are able to tap on these opportunities. Now, I would like to hand over the time to Yi-Ting to share more on our colors capabilities and portfolio.
Thank you, Sophia. So next, I'll introduce on BASF color capabilities, in particular on our product portfolio as well as product quality. So as mentioned by Sophia earlier, because of the Southampton 6 study, there are now regulations in some countries that mandate warning labels on pack about adverse effects on children whenever artificial colors are used. So BASF offers colors that are nature identical, such as lycopene, apocarotenoid, and beta-carotene. And we also have natural options like fermented beta-carotene and riboflavin, as well as mixed carotene from microalgae or lutein esters from marigold flowers. And all of this would allow manufacturers to do away with warning labels that is associated with artificial colors. So to dive a little deeper into the type of carotenoid colors available at BASF, so for the first tier, I would say it would be the nature identical colors, which tend to be more suitable for the mass market food and beverages product because it's usually more economical. And perhaps it's also a good first step to move away from the artificial colors. And for the naturally derived options, we have a fermented beta-carotene from fungi, which can serve as an upgrade from nature identical colors. And lastly, we also have the most natural and the most sustainable mixed carotenes that is extracted from microalgae, and this range is more suitable for growing plant-based segment. For the different options of carotenoid colors, we have product formats in the form of whole water dispersible powders, as well as oily dispersions. And this allows us to cater to a broad range of applications, such as food and beverages, as well as dietary supplements. The main advantage of our oily dispersion is in its clean composition, which comprises of only two ingredients, which is the carrier and the active. And in terms of the carrier oil, we also have different options available, such as corn oil, sunflower oil, MCT oil, etc. And this is really to cater to the different requirements that our customers have. Besides that, our oily dispersion also has a relatively long shelf life of at least 4 years. So in terms of powder forms, BASF state-of-the-art spray drying technology allows oily beta-carotene and lycopene to become whole water dispersible powders. And the key advantage of this technology is that it enables our product to be used in a wide range of food and beverages application and makes it very suitable for a beverage application because of its good dispersibility. And not only that, this protective matrix allows our product to have good heat and light stability, and at the same time allows the color to be stable across a broad range of pH. Besides, the product is also odorless and neutral in taste, so it will not interfere with the great taste of your finished product. We have production sites in Germany, Denmark, and Australia that produces the highest standard carotenoids products. Since most food and beverages are in the attractive colors of yellow to orange hue, and this is exactly where our color range plays into. So BASF beta-carotenes are designed to perform in various applications such as beverages, margarine, dairy products, baked goods, etc. And in the next part of this webinar, you will hear in more details about the work that our application team has done, especially in beverages. So you will also get a glimpse of our day-to-day lab activities around color magic, which will be demonstrated by my colleagues, Angeline and Bernice. So please stay tuned. Over to you, Angeline and Bernice.
Hello everybody, I'm Angeline.
And I'm Bernice.
A very warm welcome to the Global Application Lab. As Sean mentioned, we are situated at Singapore Polytechnic, and this is where Bernice and I do most of our lab work at. So here, other than the color activities that we do in our lab, we also have analytical capabilities, as you can see here in our lab. This is the GC machine. So it allows us to determine the active content in finished product, such as EPA and DHA in milk. We also use the HPLC to determine vitamin D3 and vitamin A in applications such as gummies. So here where we are standing opposite to us is our dietary supplement room. It is where we prepare tablets and hard shell capsule with our ingredients to study the properties as the stability. So I'm sure you'll be very excited to come to our lab, and we welcome you to visit us.
So as a range of carotenoids, we're providing you a spectrum of colors from yellow to orangey red to red, So with that, me and Angeline today, we are very excited to be demonstrating some application of carotenoid in our lab.
Yeah, first let us take a look at clear beverage. So we have products suitable for clear beverage such as soft drinks, flavored water, and sports and energy drinks. And this provides a range of colors, as you can see here, from orange to yellow to red. So here we have Glucotrine 1-CWDY, which is in orange color for orange flavored drink. At a lower dosage, it can be made into a yellow color, which is suitable for lemon and pineapple drinks. So here, we have Lycovit 10-CWDS, which is red in color for peach as well as cherry flavored drinks. So Bernice, will you be able to share with us the powder properties of Glucotrine 1-CWDY?
So what I have with me is Glucotrine 1-CWDY powder. And as you can see, it's very flowable. It has good flowability. It's free of lump and it's dust-free as well. So it actually makes the whole process of incorporating the sample into your application easier.
Yeah. Since this powder will be added into beverage application, I'm sure the audience will be keen to find out how well it can disperse in water.
So now I'll take like a small scoop of Glucotrine 1-CWDY sample. And here with me, I have a beaker of water. So I'll just quickly add it in and give it a good stir.
Wow, can you see how fast it has dispersed in water?
So yes, not only Glucotrine 1-CWDY can disperse very well in water, but it also provides the clearest yellow in the market, and it can very disperse when they are using carotenoids in general.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Some of the challenges that our customers face when using carotenoids product include color changing, cap and bottle staining, ringing, as well as sedimentation. So this is due to the instability of beta-carotene in the beverage application. So as you know, carotenoids contains a series of conjugated double bond, which is susceptible to degradation by light as well as oxidation, which ringing and sedimentation.
Because with our BASF formulation expertise, we actually made our carotenoids powder such that they are in a very stable matrix and they have excellent light as well as corrosion stability. WDY made in sports beverage, you do not see any ringing or sedimentation after even storing for 30 days. And similarly, our COVID 10-CWDS do not show any ringing or sedimentation after storing for 30 days as well.
Yep, that's very good. So let us summarize on our powder Glucotrine 10-CWDO+. So as you can see, the powder is free from lump, has good flowability and dust-free. And when it is dispersed in water, it gives the clearest yellow in the market. And our 30-day shelf life study shows that it has excellent colloidal stability as well as light stability. So let us now take a look at the turbid beverage.
So similar to our range of carotenoids for our clear beverages, we also have another range of carotenoids suitable for turbid beverages. So what I have with me here is Lucratin 10 CWDO+, that is incorporated into sports beverage. So you can see it gives orange like turbid color, and it's suitable for orange or mango flavored beverages. And what Angeline has on her hand right now is a beta-carotene 20 CWDR, which is a bit pinkish in color and is very suitable for grapefruit beverage kind of application. Yep. So Angeline, can you quickly show us some of the powder dispersibility of Lucratin 10 CWDO+?
Sure. I have here with me some Lucratin 10 CWDO+ powder, as you can see. So if you take a look at the properties, you can see that it is free from dust, it has good flowability, and it is as free from lump as well.
So what about the dispersibility of the powder in water?
Yep, so we can add some. So you can see that it can has good dispersibility in water, and it gives a vibrant, very vibrant orange dispersion.
So can you tell the difference between the sample I made with Lucratin 1 CWDY and the sample Angeline has prepared with Lucratin 10 CWDO+? So apart from the color difference, another difference I would like to highlight is actually the clarity of the solution. So for the one that I prepared with Lucratin 1 CWDY, it gives a very clear solution, light can pass through. And the one Angeline has prepared with Lucratin 10 CWDO+, it gives a turbid orange and no light can't really pass through, and light can't really pass through the solution. But however, with that being said, our Lucratin 1 CWDY is not only limited to be used in clear beverages, but can also be used in turbid beverages as well. Yep.
And we have also done the 30 days stability study in sports beverage, as you can see here. I have with me Lucratin 10 CWDO+, and you can see that it has no ringing and it has no sedimentation. Similarly, for beta-carotene 20% CWDR, there is no ringing, as you can see, and there's no sedimentation as well, which shows that our product in sports beverage gives excellent colloidal stability.
So to summarize what we have shown earlier, Lucratin 10 CWDO+ shows very good powder properties. It has good flowability, it's dust-free, and it can easily disperse well in water in solution. And at the same time, it shows very good colloidal as well as light stability. So you see no sedimentation as well as ringing after 30 days of storage. Yep.
So from the years of experience, we have gathered and compiled a list of application tips from inquiries and feedback gathered from customers when using our carotenoids product. So this technical toolkit aims to provide you with the solution to address the challenges when you face. So you may also choose to approach our friendly and experienced technical support personnel in your region for support. So next, let us take a look at the color matching services. So we have various application labs situated across the key region. For example, in APAC, other than the lab you see here in Singapore, we also have labs in Shanghai to provide color matching service as well as technical support. So some of the technical support include beer and PVPP analysis, determination of active ingredient in finished product, troubleshooting, as well as shelf life study.
So Angeline, you have mentioned that we have various labs around the region to provide us with color matching activities and technical support. So can you quickly highlight to the audience some of the main equipments that we use to support such activities?
Yep, sure. You can see on the slide, these are the equipments that we use for our color matching services. So on the left, we have the turbidity meter that measures the turbidity of the samples. We also make use of the photometer to measure the active content as well as color intensity via UV. And here behind me, we have the phantom light box to allow us to take pictures in a controlled condition. And here, I have the phantom tag. You can see, which allow us to match colors visually. And finally, we have the spectrophotometer, both the benchtop as well as the handheld one that Venice is holding, to allow us to measure the LAB value as well as the delta E. So Venice, talking so much about the equipment, maybe you want to share what are the color activities that you have done in our lab?
Okay, so now I'll be going through a typical color matching activity that we have in our lab. So just to give you a very short demonstration, Angeline, could you quickly show the audience?
Yes.
Here we have actually a commercial beverage that is colored with artificial sunset yellow. And our objective for today is to use our Lucratin 10 CWDO plus stock solution to match with the color of the commercial sample. Okay, so before that, you know that color visual judgment can be actually affected by a wide variety of factors, like from your plant lighting, whether or not it's bright or whether or not it's dim, and your different angles of observation, as well as your individual perception of the color itself. And hence, instrumentation is very important to provide us with a more objective way of quantifying color. So in this case, we'll be using a spectral photometer, what I have over here, to actually quantify the color in terms of LAB values.
So what does LAB value stands for?
So L actually indicates the lightness of the product itself. A is actually the axis running from red to the green axis, and parameter B actually runs from the yellow to the blue axis.
Wow, that's cool. So with the data that you have obtained, what useful information can then be generated?
So from the set of LAB values, we can then generate another set of value called the delta E value, which runs from a range of 0 to a range of 100. So for instance, a delta E value of 100 shows that the color are totally opposite from each other. So let's say if I'm using a spectral photometer to take a color of a black and a white object, it's most likely going to give you a very large delta E value of 100. And on the other hand, with a delta E value of very low, close to 0, indicates that there's no color differences between the two objects. So now we'll carry on with our color matching activity. And Angeline is actually holding on to a stock solution of Lucratin 10 CW odorless. So yeah, that's of our key advantage of using our carotenoid, because it's odorless and it's neutral in taste as well, so it does not influence with the sensory properties of your food or beverage matrix. And now what Angeline will do is to add the stock solution into our base formulation over here. So after addition of the stock solution, I will just give it a good mix to ensure that the color is homogeneous. Before using the spectral photometer to determine the LAB value of my sample as well as the commercial sample. So as you can see from the slide, after the first addition of the stock solution, the LAB values are still very different from each other, and the delta E value is very large, indicating that the color are still different from each other. And what we propose to do next is for Angeline to add even more stock solution to the base formulation in order to match with the color of the commercial sample. So after the addition of the second stock solution, similarly I'll give it a whisper. And I will use the spectral photometer to take the LAB value of my sample solution as well as the commercial product. So you can see from the second slide that after the second addition of the stock solution, the LAB value of my sample and the commercial sample is very similar to each other, and the delta E value is very low, indicating that the color are actually very similar to each other, and our color matching activity is done. So it signifies that we actually successfully replace the artificial sunset yellow with our Lucratin 10 CWDO+.
So as Sophia has mentioned, that the implementation of warning labels related to Pantone 6 color has foreseen more and more consumers switching from artificial colors to natural colors. And we have over the years conducted many color matching activities with major color companies to replace artificial colors such as quinoline yellow and Aurora red, as you can see from the slide. So with the examples that Bernice has also shown, we have successfully replaced sunset yellow with our Lucratin 10 CWDO+. Hence, we are very confident that we will be able to find you a suitable product for your beverage. So, other than beverage application, we have also successfully worked on different type of application, food metrics such as in margarine. So in this margarine color matching trial, so we have achieved the target profile colors with our lutein 30 sun. So with a delta E of less than 2, you can observe that there's no observable difference between our formulated product as well as our target product.
So now we have looked at the contemporary of color matching activities in our lab. We hope you gain some insights of using our product in your application. And now we'll pass the time to Yi-Ting to share more about other key application that is applicable in the region. Yi-Ting, please.
Yep, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Angelina. Very useful and interesting sharing of beverages capabilities. Next, I will take you through some of the other applications aside from beverages that our team has worked on globally for color matches. The first key application will be in dairy. Dairy application covers finished product, flavored milk, yogurt, processed cheese, etc. And typically, colors are added in dairy goods to either reflect the flavor in flavored milk or to maintain the color. As you can see in this flavored milk example, with our different products, we can achieve a color that corresponds with a specific flavor. So with glycovit 10 CWDS, you can get a lychee flavored milk color or a low carotene 10 CWD4 plus for a papaya flavored milk color. So here with me, we have so you get more of a strawberry pinkish kind of color. So it's suitable for a strawberry milk. And also we have another example here with betatin 1 CWDN. So this is more of a mango milk color, and it's a bit like a mango lassi type of product. And this also can be a plant-based option for this color red. So since our beta-carotene is stable in acidic medium, it is also perfect for a stud-flavored yogurt application. So our carotenoids give a yellow to pinkish orange in yogurt when it's being used alone. Or you can also mix 2 or more carotenoid colors together to get a different shade. So some of the compatible flavors can be peach, mango, strawberry, but of course it's not limited to those. You can pair the colors with tropical flavors. For example, we achieve this with a low carotene 1 CWDY or a papaya flavored yogurt. So that's it for the last dairy application. We have an example in processed cheese. And this color matching was done in our Brazil lab. And the objective was to enhance the appearance of our processed cheese to give it a buttery golden color. So for processed cheese, you could either use our oily dispersion low carotene 30 sun or using a powder form low carotene 1 CWDY prepared in the form of a stock solution. And in terms of the point of addition, we would suggest the colorant to be added just before the emulsification step. And for the next application we have is on baked goods. And this is also a suitable application to include carotenoid colors. And baked goods can include finished products like butter cakes, bread rolls, bagels, etc. With the addition of beta-carotene, we can actually boost the color of low-calorie baked goods, where the formulation calls for a reduction of eggs and or butter. So here you can see in the example of butter cakes, we have incorporated low carotene 1 CWDY and low carotene 30 sun at different dosages. And with the different dosages, it provides different intensity of a yellowish hue to the butter cakes. And as compared to control with no color added, I would say that the butter cakes with low carotene definitely looks more enticing and delicious. So with low carotene being an oily dispersion, it is best blended with oil and mixed with the fat component of the recipe. As for low carotene 1 CWDY, it should be prepared in the form of a stock solution and added in the cake batter mixing. Here is another example to further illustrate how low carotene can enhance the color in calorie-reduced madeleines. In this example, we have used low carotene 1 CWDY to give a nice yellow color to the madeleines made with a reduced egg and butter formulation. So even at a low dosage of 4 ppm, we can already provide an attractive yellow color and giving the madeleines a more appealing appearance. And for the last baked good applications, our team in Europe have used also low carotene 1 CWDY to enhance the appearance of German milk bread, to give it a more caramelized and yummy look. So last but not least, another very important application where colors are very often used are in confectionery products like hard-boiled candies, lollies, gummies, jellies, etc. So as mentioned earlier, because of regulations and the need for warning labels to be placed on pack, as well as increased consumer awareness, rising health concerns, more and more confectionery manufacturers are opting for more natural ingredients. So BASF offer naturally derived as well as nature identical colors in the hues of yellow, orange to red, which can help in substituting these artificial colors, offering a cleaner label for the finished product. Here, our team have prepared some gummies prototype. You can see here, these are made with our natural color, betadine, which is extracted from microalgae. And we also have low carotene products, both the fermented one as well as the nature identical one. So even you can see with this natural and nature identical color use, you can still achieve very vibrant and very nice looking finished products. And lastly, we have also suitability to use our colors in jello products. So here is an example of 3 colors that we have used: yellow, orange, and red, with the corresponding flavors like lemon, pineapple, orange, strawberry. And this also can achieve a very vibrant and natural looking color. So this brings me to the end of the sharing or collaborating with you to provide the best color match, either by making recommendations for your specific applications, or be it to replace artificial colors, or to replace your current product to offer a lower cost in use. Aside from color matching, we will also work with you to design stability trial to ascertain the performance of our colors in your finished products. So to summarize the 4 key takeaways from today's webinar, number 1, BASF is a long-time carotenoid supplier, and we are headquartered in Germany with years of experience. Number 2, our portfolio offers nature identical as well as natural colors in the range of yellow to orange to red. And number 3, we have strong formulation expertise that allows our product to have strong formulation expertise that allows us to develop products of excellent properties as well as quality that can be used in various applications. And lastly, we have application lab that is situated around key markets, and we can readily provide you with our technical as well as application expertise to support your product launches. So with that, I thank you for your attention, and we really look forward to hearing from you. Over to you, Sean.
Okay, great. So thanks a lot to Angeline, Venice, as well as Yiting Yeah, so now what I want to also share with all of you is, in fact, some of the global digital solutions that we have. Yeah, so in BASF, digitalization is an important driver, and we believe this can help us really support our customers better. Yeah, so one of the tools I wanted to share that's very relevant for our event today is this digital tool called Color My Product. So Color My Product is, in fact, a online tool that you can use to really try to preview and find the most suitable ingredient in our portfolio for your application. So it could be for beverages, or it could be for yogurt, sports drink, etc. And by putting in the flavors, the application, we will be able to propose a suitable ingredient, for your coloring needs. Yeah, so Color My Product is of course available 24/7, which really empowers you to find the solutions that you require. So please go explore the tool at colormyproduct.basf.com. Okay. On top of Color My Product, we also have a suite of virtual assistants, which is really here to help to support you in the quality, regulatory, and product development aspects of your business. So our human nutrition virtual assistants, will support the needs of finding the most suitable ingredients for your applications. It will, be able to provide you access to a repository of a wide range of statements, regulatory content, certifications that can be easily downloaded for your requirements. And of course, we have Clara, which is our, virtual assistant that's available for different products, different ingredients in different markets. So really, the three virtual assistants, My Product World, Rexcellence, and Clara, work hand in hand to support you in your business needs from a quality, regulatory, and product development point of view. Okay, so if I just then move on a little bit, we are now in our Q&A section. So before we jump into the questions and answers, I would just like to remind all our attendees to please complete the polling questions that you see on the right of your screen. So there are 8 questions in total, so please complete it because your feedback is really important to us. So now what we're going to do is we're going to invite back the speakers for today. So we have Sophia that's online, we have Eating, Angeline, Bernice. So now we are all in the lab together to take on this questions and answer section. I'm also very happy to introduce Ben. So Bern Haber, he's the Director of our Global Regulatory and Quality Affairs. He's dialing in from Germany. So guten Morgen, Ben.
Good morning, good afternoon.
Great. So, we have our 5 panelists, speakers that can take your questions. So let me just jump into, I would say, the questions that we've been receiving. It is in no particular order, and while we'll try to answer as many as we can, some of the questions we may not have time to address. Yeah, so let us just go into 1 or 2 of them. So I like this first one. It's a very pragmatic, very straightforward. So the Southampton 6 studies have been published more than 15 years ago, but many countries in APAC have still not imposed strict regulations on the use of artificial colors. So is natural colors really a trend for the Asia Pacific region? It's a great question. Maybe I will get Bern to start off with maybe a response.
Yeah, thank you, Sean, for this question. It's really a great question, and it's absolutely true that in APAC, not really there were a lot of regulatory developments after the publication of the Southampton study. But I would still say, yes, we see this trend here. And I would like to start maybe with the European Union, because what we see here, that more and more rules are done on precautionary principle. This precautionary principle is really applied in the context of food safety and food legislation, even if sometimes the science is still in discussion and development. And the developments in Europe were in that way that there were clear recommendations to the food industry not to use these colors anymore. And I think based on that, we will see that more and more countries will also go in the same direction. direction. With regard to Asia, as we mentioned, it has not been done so far, but I think this will swap over, and there are still recent developments where there are concerns about the link of this consumption of these colors, 6 colors, and also hyperactivity. And a recent report from California in 2021 clearly underlined again that there is a link of this, and they will go on in California and in the US to look on that, how they want to address this. And there is a large concern of overconsumption of these colors, and so therefore we expect that the rules will be also applied in other countries in the future, because they will apply then this precautionary principle, and so therefore I see this trend still ongoing.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Ben. Yiting, maybe anything to add on from the APAC point of view?
Yeah. So even though standards have yet to be imposed in APAC, but we do see more and more products in the market that have started to replace artificial colors with nature identical or even natural colors. So I would say from our customers' inquiries, there are more inquiries around natural and plant-based, while the developing markets are more focusing on the vegetables. They've already started to make adjustments to their beverage formulations in replacement of artificial colors with nature identical ones. So I guess they are hoping to have a ready solution in future if the regulation kicks in.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. I think, really all of us are consumers as well, right? So I think to Bern's point, to Yiting's point, we may have, top-down regulations that come from markets, but as consumers, we also try to choose, products without artificial colors for ourselves, or more importantly, for our kids, right? So I think there is a consumer demand that our customers, all of you, are trying to meet. And so, really, it's not necessarily only driven by mandated regulatory, impositions in that sense. Yeah. So I have a question. Understand maybe what are some of the other services that is provided in this lab beyond colors. Maybe Angeline, you want to explain?
Take that up. So other than the color matching activities that we have shown you in the lab, not only in beverage as well as in food application, we also do analytics on processing age, such as PVPP analysis, that incorporate ash content, dry matter, catechin. We also do simple service application that do not require major resources. We also determine finished active ingredient in finished products such as EPA, DHA in cookies or cakes. Finally, with customers on stability tests, which would depend on the
Sounds very interesting, right? I think there's a lot that's happening in the lab, and we are really here to support you. I think when you work with BASF as a partner, you really are leveraging on our full set of expertise. Yeah, so it's the people you see here in this lab and all our facilities around the world. So that really, I believe, is a great value add to all our customers, our distributors, to leverage the expertise that they can get from working with us. Yeah, so there's another question that I see related to color matching. So really coming back to the topic. So for color matching, how long does that process take, and how do we use this service? Maybe Venice, can you explain a bit?
So I'll take that question. So a typical color matching process without customization will take 7 working days upon receiving all the ingredients that required for us to conduct the color matching activity. We will also advise our customers to provide us with the base formulation or base product because the ingredients in the base product might contribute to the color of the final product, and it will be also good for us to study whether there are individual ingredients, components that will interact with our carotenoid or causing a color change.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks, Venice. So now we take a couple of questions related to the product itself. So we have a question here. So what is the average kind of shelf life like for your product? How is it, for tropical conditions? We can get up to 40 degrees in India. So how is the stability like for some of these products? So maybe Ite, do you want to take that?
Okay, I'll take it. So for our powder carotenoids in an unopened package, the shelf life is typically around, on average, about 2 years. So we have different shelf life of different products, but on average, it's about 2 years. And for our oily dispersion, on average, it has a shelf life of about 4 years. And for the second part of the question with regards to the climate in India, so this really depends on which product you are specifically referring to, as well as the packaging conditions of the product. So in its original unopened packaging, some of our products can be kept at about 50 degrees at maximum during transportation. And of course, once the packaging is open, the shelf life will really very much depend on how the products are being kept. So we recommend that the product be stored in a light-proof packaging, tightly sealed, and stored in a cool, dry place once after open. And for oily dispersion, if possible, we will also recommend that you flush the headspace with nitrogen. And of course, just need to use up the product as soon as possible, because at the end of the day, we need to be mindful that the carotenoids are overall sensitive to heat and light. So we need to be just careful on how we store the open packaging.
Okay, good. Thanks. Thank you so much, Ite. So let's go to a somewhat related question. Yeah. So this particular customer's question is, what about pH stability? And do you have stability results for beverages beyond the 30-day period? So Angeline, will you be able to?
So currently, most of our products are done with a 30 days shelf life study, where we investigate the ringing, the colloidal stability, the dispersion or the dispersibility properties. So I think for beyond 30 days, we can be able to collaborate with customers on it. Yep, and then do a further studies for such case. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Thanks, Angeline. And I think, maybe 2 questions. I might put this to Bernice. So I think we covered this. Is glucarotene suitable to be used in margarine or cheese applications? And number 2, what are the food coloring solutions for BASF in the purple, pink, and red segments?
So glucarotene is actually suitable to be put into our margarine, margarine application. So like what Angeline actually has mentioned before, we actually use glucarotene 30 sun to match with our target profile. And you can see that there's no color difference between the sample that we have prepared compared to the target profile. And also, we actually are conducting a shelf life study on how our glucarotene actually behave in the margarine product itself. So it's a 12 months long shelf life study. We are halfway into it. It's the 6-month mark. And we observed that our glucarotene is actually very stable in the margarine matrix, such that it shows little to no color degradation, whereas the target profile actually has faded quite a lot in terms of the color. So be happy to show you the end results when the shelf life study has been completed.
Okay. And then for the different color segments, maybe Ite?
Yeah. So currently we do not really have a range in the purple to pink pigments at this point of time. We have pink, we might use more of the orangey pink type of. It's not really the very deep red pink. So currently that's the offerings that we have from our carotenoids portfolio, covering mostly in the yellow to orange or orangey red kind of color.
Okay, good. Thank you. And I'm just mindful of our time. We have 2 more minutes, but I think we can take one more question. So I like this one. It's quite interesting. So it says plant-based and vegan products are very popular now. So do you have colors that are suitable for this group of consumers? A bit of a market trend thing. So Sophia, anything you want to share?
Hi, Sean. Yes, I can start off first. So yes, we do. For this, our natural beta carotenes, also known as beta-tene, will be very suitable for this group of consumers who are utilizing sunlight, fresh water, seawater, and also nutrients. So not only is it plant-based, it is also natural. Ite, maybe you'd like to add on what type of applications may be suitable for this product?
Yeah, so just just to add on to what Sophia has mentioned, so BASF natural beta-carotene it can produce shades of like yellow that could be also suitable for incorporation into foods such as vegan cheese or plant-based chicken nuggets or dairy-free yogurt. You can also add our beta-thin colors to give it a more attractive appearance to correspond with the flavor that you are trying to achieve. Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you. So just one last question. Name of the last slide actually. So I think it's been
also good for us to study whether there are individual ingredients, components that will interact with our carotenoid or causing a color change.
okay. Good. Thank you. Thanks, Bernice. So now we take a couple of questions related to the product itself. So we have a question here. So what is the average kind of shelf life like for your product? How is it, for tropical conditions? We can get up to 40 degrees in India. So how is the stability some of these products? So
Life of different products, but on average is about 2 years. And for our oily dispersion, on average, it has a shelf life. And for the second part of the question with regards to the climate in India, so this really depends on which product you are specifically referring to, as well as the packaging conditions of the product. So in its original unopened packaging, some of our products can be kept at about 50 degrees at maximum during transportation. And of course, once the packaging is open, the shelf life will really very much depend on how the products are being kept. So we recommend that the product be stored in a light-proof packaging, tightly sealed, and stored in a cool, dry place once after open. And for oily dispersion, if possible, we will also recommend that you flush the headspace with nitrogen. And of course, just need to use up the product as soon as possible, because at the end of the day, we need to be mindful that the carotenoids are overall sensitive to heat and light. So we need to be just careful on how we store the open packaging.
okay, good. Thanks. Thank you so much, Ting. So let's go to a somewhat related question. Yeah. So this particular customer's question is, what about pH stability? And do you have stability results for beverages beyond the 30-day period? So, Angeline, will you be able to?
So currently, most of our products are done with 30 days shelf life study, where we investigate the ringing, the colloidal stability, the dispersion or the dispersibility properties. So I think for beyond 30 days, we can be able to collaborate with customers on it. Yep, and then do a further studies for such case. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Thanks, Angeline. And I think, maybe two questions. I might put this to Bernice. So I think we covered this. Is glucarotene suitable to be used in margarine or cheese applications? BASF in the purple, pink, and red segments?
So glucarotene is actually suitable to be put into our margarine application. So like what Angeline actually has mentioned before, we actually use glucarotene 30 sun to match with our target profile. And you can see that there's no color difference between the sample that we have prepared compared to the target profile. And also, we actually are conducting a shelf life study on how our lubricant actually behave in the margarine product itself. So it's a 12 months long shelf life study. We are halfway into it. It's the 6-month mark. And we observed that our lubricant is actually very stable in the margarine matrix, such that it shows little to no color degradation, whereas the target profile actually has faded quite a lot in terms of the color. So I'll be happy to show you the end results when the shelf life study has been completed.
Okay. And then for the different color segments, maybe Eating?
Yeah. So currently we do not really have a range in the purple to pink pigments at this point of time. We have pink, we might use more of the orangey pink type of. It's not really the very deep red pink. So currently that's the offerings that we have from our Carotenoids portfolio, covering mostly in the yellow to orange or orangey red kind of color.
Okay, good. Thank you. And I'm just mindful of our time. We have 2 more minutes, but I think we can take one more question. So I like this one. It's quite interesting. So it says plant-based and vegan products are very popular now. So do you have colors that are suitable for this group of consumers? A bit of a market trend thing. So Sophia, anything you want to share?
Hi, Sean. Yes, I can start off first. So yes, we do. For this, our natural beta carotenes, also known as beta-tene, will be very suitable for this group of consumers. So our beta-tene is derived from natural microalgae, which is grown and harvested from iconic pink lakes in Western Australia. And these algae are grown utilizing sunlight, fresh water, seawater, and also nutrients. So not only is it plant-based, it is also natural. Made add on what type of applications may be suitable for this product?
Yeah, so such as vegan cheese, or plant-based chicken nuggets, or in some of the dairy-free yogurt, you can also add our beta-tene color.
That brings me to the last slide, actually. So I think, it's been a really good session today. And I think what's really important is that we hope all of you have learned a little bit more about our product, the solutions we provide, the expertise that we have. What is really the most important thing is for you to reach out to your local account managers, reach out to your local distributors, and if you're not sure who this may be, you can then reach out to Yiting. It's our technical service manager in the Asia Pacific region. So just drop her an email at yiting.ma@basf.com, and we will then be in touch with you. So before we sign off, just a quick reminder, please have done so, and really appreciation to all our team, and it's been a real pleasure having all of you with us as well. So thank you so much, and have a good afternoon, have a good morning, and we will be in touch, and we look forward to from all of us. Yeah.